Hey students, today we will be reviewing scientific notation. Okay, so we have regular notation, RN. Okay, that's the standard way that we write our numbers. So we usually would write 280 million, and it's written that way right up there at the top of the page. Okay, scientific notation, or SN, that's a short way to write large numbers, and you can write them with a small amount of numbers, and you don't have to use as many zeros or so many places. So an SN is a number written by the product of two factors. So like 2.8 times 10 to the 8th power. That would mean 280 million written that way. Okay, so I'm down to the part with the 2.8 times 10 to the 8th. So this first factor is a number that is between 1 and 10. It may or may not be a decimal. My second factor is always a power of 10. The power is an exponent that tells you how many places to move the decimal point. The sign of the exponent tells you which direction to move your decimal point. Okay, so when we are going from regular notation to scientific notation, if the decimal is moved left, the exponent will be positive. If the decimal is moved to the right, then the exponent will be negative. So now we'll be doing some of them. So we have 4,200,000. We're going to move the decimal point in between the first two numbers that are not zero. And we're going to move that decimal point, and we're going to count how many times we moved. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I moved my decimal, and it became 4.2. And now, how many moves I made becomes my exponent. So it becomes 10 to the 5th. My 10 and my exponent is positive because I moved to the left. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm moving my decimal until I'm in between the first two numbers that are not zeros. Okay, so now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I'm going to write 7.35 times 10, and I moved left, so that's positive. All right, now we can check our answers if our calculator has the capability to move that many places. Matched. Let's see if it can do the next one. Oh, it can. Okay, and both of those match, so we're fine. All right, now let's do the next one. Okay, for the first time, we're seeing the decimal point is before all the numbers. So we're going to move it, and we're going to leave it in between the first two numbers that are not zeros. And so the other one where it was the last two, we're going to do the first two when the decimal point is before. Now I'm going to count. And I'm counting my rounded area, not the click marks, the points part. It's the round, like a half circle. Okay, it's going to become negative because we moved the decimal point to the right, not the 10. Okay, the exponent becomes negative. Match. All right, let's try the last one. Okay, so I moved that decimal point. I moved it 6 times. So now I'm going to write 1.4 times 10. Now, did I move left or right? I moved right. So it will become negative. See, that is too many places. They're just going to give you an E because it doesn't have that many zeros that it can total for us. But it does match.